trapezoids so that we can see which parts are in the same location. We identified the different sides and some different angle measures that are congruent. Remember, this symbol means is congruent to. If HI is parallel to, so right here, write parallel. That's what that symbol means. Then RS is parallel to what? If HI is parallel to JK, RS is going to be parallel to TU. Yep. Right? HI, JK goes red, green, TU goes blue. And that tells us that these pentagons are congruent. So HIJKL is congruent to pentagon RSTU and V, because those are the sides that match up. Those are the orders they're given in, and that's very important to keep in mind when you're making these color coding and these decisions. Go ahead and turn the page. This one's not quite as easy to see because it's a reflection. So you can get confused pretty quickly with which letters correspond to which. So we're going to keep in mind that the order that the letters are given tell us what corresponds for each figure. So A is the first letter. It's going to correspond with K. B is the second letter. It's going to correspond with L. C is the third letter. It's going to correspond with M. So for those of us that can't visually see that, bless you, by looking at the reflection, when it's color-coded, it makes it super obvious what goes with which part. So D is going to correspond with N. E will correspond with O. And F corresponds with P. So if you don't have those color-coded accurately, then the answers you come up with won't be accurate either, because you'll be looking at the wrong parts of the two hexagons. Okay, so now we can look at these and easily find our congruent parts. KL is going to be congruent to what? Yep. Because we have orange, yellow, orange, yellow. How about EF? What is that going to be congruent to? OP. Because we have blue, purple, blue, purple. Angle D is going to be congruent to N, because they are both green. Angle M is going to be congruent to C, because they are both red. Right? If AF is 3 units, what is KP going to be?
3 units.
It's also going to be 3 units because it's the exact same location of the two hexagons. If angle P measures 94 degrees, what is angle F going to measure?
94 degrees.
Also 94. Because again, they're in the same location. We didn't change the size of this hexagon, so everything is going to be congruent. If LM is 7 units, what is also going to be 7 units? Yep. You're going to super enthusiastic about this? Were you the one who said BC? Yeah. You're going to like geometry.
Are we?
You will. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you walk your dog this weekend?
It was too wet. Yeah. Okay, if angle E is 138 degrees, what else is going to be 138 degrees? Angle O. And then because the size didn't change of these shapes, the perimeters and areas are also going to be congruent. Okay, so on the next page, I want you guys to do this by yourself. Use color coding. Remember, the order the letters are given tells you what corresponds.
Can we use whatever colors you want?
Whatever colors you want. Okay, go ahead and check our answers.
So is it just going to get harder from here?
Um, No. I mean, the next thing is just proportional, but you're still using color coding to identify things. Anybody have questions? Yes.
So for A, if I put CD, will that still be right?
It would not. Right? So you need to make sure that because this goes EF from orange to blue, you need to have BC from orange to blue. Geometry is very particular.
On the test, if we don't put a line over like the BC that like the stuff, do we get points at all?
No, but like that is the no. You might get a frowny face.
I didn't get any.
But you didn't get them wrong, so right?
What I struggled on was the last couple of questions.
Okay, this last one, we're actually dilating, right? So we're taking this smaller pentagon. It's being dilated by a scale factor of 1.5. That's how we know that ABCD is the smaller one, because 1.5 is greater than 1.
Wait, so are we still doing like the colors?
Mm-hmm. We're going to color code so that we can see which goes with, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more obvious here. But remember, the first letter goes with the first letter. Second letter, and so on. Cross out example or question C or E here. It's not created correctly, and it's so we can't use it. Cross that one out. E right here, just cross it out. Okay, so because these are not congruent, we're just going to set up proportions. Right? So we know that AB is proportional to FG. So which side of our smaller pentagon is going to be proportional to GH? BC. Right? GH is going to be proportional to BC. And this is setting up a proportion, right? If you cross multiply, they would be the same. Okay? So we have AB and FG again. AE is going to be proportional to FJ. Right. So this DE should have been in the numerator, not in the denominator. That's what's wrong with it. And then again, we have AB is proportional to FG. So CD is proportional to HI. Good. So CD goes red, green, red, green. And you guys go ahead and just because we changed the size of the actual figure, the angle measurements did not change. These angles are still considered congruent because we didn't change like the way the angles look. The shape is still the same, so the angles are still the same. So go ahead and match up the congruent angles just like we did on the other figures. Okay, so hopefully you had I, C, E, and F for your congruent angles. Right? Now this is a little different here. We're not going to use our congruent symbol because these two figures are not congruent. Now they're considered similar, and this is the similar symbol.
Why
Just-
can't we just do an equal sign?
Because it's not equal. They're not the same.
Similar.
Similar is same shape, different size. So we can't put equals under there. So it's just one little wave. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a totally different shape. We don't have a picture with it. We have trapezoid ABCD is translated up and right and then rotated 180 degrees to obtain trapezoid W, X, Y, and Z. So I know that this was shifted up and over and then it was rotated. Did I change the size?
No.
No dilation. So go ahead and write yourself a note there. And then since we don't have a picture, what we can do to try to keep track of which sides would be congruent or which angles would be congruent is we can write out the letters and then color code them. Because we know that those letters would be corresponding parts of the two trapezoids. And now, when I'm asked if something is true or false, I can look at the letters to make those decisions. So you're going to read through every single statement, and if it's true, you circle the letter. If it's false, you leave it alone. Okay, is trapezoid ABCD congruent to trapezoid WXYZ?
No. Yes.
Yeah, yes it is.
They are congruent because we did not dilate them. So they are congruent. We moved it around, but we did not actually dilate anything. The size didn't change. Is AB congruent to YZ? No, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not. AB is orange yellow for me, and then I'd have blue green. Is angle B congruent to angle X? Yes. If CD is 4 units, YZ is 4 units. Absolutely. Now this one was kind of tricky for last class because this weird line going through here, but they're saying if angle D is 115 degrees, angle Z is not 115 degrees. So that's false, right? Because it actually would have to be 115 degrees. Given that AB is parallel to CD, WX would be parallel to WZ. No, because again, the colors don't match up, right? The trapezoids have the same perimeters. Yeah, we didn't change, again, we did not change the size. The trapezoids do not have the same areas. That's weird. That's correct. They actually do have the same areas, so we're not going to say that that statement is true, right? If it said the trapezoids do have the same areas, then we would circle it. That would be true. Okay. Any questions about this packet and what we just accomplished here?
Nope.
Color coding? Yep. Okay, please take the colored pencils, put the rubber band back around them if there was one. Just leave them on the table. Thank you.
No, I didn't.